I'm not okay. I'm not okay. It's just so good. I don't know how done she is in Chicago. I have such a hard time with second chance romances. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm very excited about. It is a romance reading vlog. I am reading 3 romance books in this video and I'm so excited about them. They have been some of my most anticipated reads for the year. So I'm not gonna ramble too much in this intro. I'm just gonna go ahead and get on with this video. I hope you all enjoy. I'm so excited. This is one of my most anticipated books of the year. I have it in my hands. I started reading it some last night. I didn't get very far. I started reading it on my Kindle though. I am so excited for this. The Windy City series is one of my favorite romance series. It's by Lize Tomforde. And this is the last book in the series and I am so sad. I could literally just like keep reading and reading and reading these characters and their storylines and how they're all interconnected. So I'm very sad to see it end, but I'm so excited that it's finally in my hands and I can read this. If you guys don't know what the Windy City series is about, it's 5 interconnected books that's following different sports teams in Chicago. So we have Mile High, which follows the hockey team, which is the same hockey team that Rio, who is the main male character in this book, they're on the same hockey team. Then we have The Right Move, which is my favorite. I loved The Right Move. It's following the Chicago basketball team. We have The Right Move. I think it was called Caught Up. That sounds right. Which follows the baseball team. Then we have Play Along, which also follows the baseball team, and then Rewind It Back, which is a hockey romance, the same as Mile High. But I am so excited about this. It's Rio's book. If you have read these books, you know how important Rio is to the entire storyline. We've waited so long to get Rio's book and we finally have it, but it is kind of advertised as like a second chance romance, childhood, like friends to lovers kind of a thing. So I'm so excited about this. I will be sure to share my thoughts with you guys. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to shut up about this book. I'm so excited that it's finally in my hands. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Y'all, I'm a little bit over 50% of the way through. I'm reading a lot of it on my Kindle just because I like reading on my couch or reading in bed. So it's just more comfortable to hold my Kindle, you know? And it's so cute. But I am more than 50% of the way through. Why does this have to be the end? She's bringing up some characters in this too who are like minor side characters kind of. And I know she's doing a spin-off with Monty, who was the dad in Caught Up. Like he was the head coach of the team in Caught Up. So I'm wondering if some of these characters are going to be a part of a spin-off series as well. Like I don't know how done she is in Chicago, but like she's at least done with this friend group, you know? I have such a hard time with second chance romances because usually what caused the initial breakup was kind of detrimental enough to me to where it's like, this isn't redeemable. So I'm like very curious to know what happened between Rio and Hallie to cause them to break up. and I'm a little bit nervous. But the way that both of the characters are developing and how we're getting to know them, it doesn't seem like something detrimental enough, like cheating. Like, I don't necessarily get that vibe from them. So I'm really nervous. I am eating it up though. I love it. Rio as a character, I love him. She has developed him in such a way that like, he is so enjoyable to read about. Like, he's so great. And even Hallie, I like Hallie so much. She herself is also just such an enjoyable character. Like, it is just such an enjoyable book. I 100% recommend this series without a doubt. This is one of my top favorite romance series, if not my top favorite romance series. Mile High, I enjoyed, but like The Right Move, Play Along, Rewind It Back, like this is definitely in my top 3 favorite books out of this series. I still don't think The Right Move has been demoted as my favorite out of the whole series. But like this and Play Along are definitely neck and neck on my favorite. Like, I don't know what Lize Tomforde puts in her books, but it's amazing. It's incredible. It's so enjoyable. And like, her writing is just something that I get sucked into immediately. Like, there are times with books where I always have this like kind of rule for myself where like I will go through the first 50 pages of a book to see if I actually want to continue reading it or not. Because I feel like that's generally like a good way to really get into something and kind of get like a fuller picture of like what to expect. Sometimes depending on the length, it could take a little bit longer. It's like 5 pages in for her books where like I'm just immediately captivated and enjoying it. I'm having so much fun reading this. I will update you guys again when I'm done reading it. But right now, I love this book. It's so good. The found family in this too, like, it's just so good. I finished it. And I'm literally so sad that I finished it. We have another one, like another book by her coming out, and it's going to be Monty, who is in Caught Up and Play Along. He's the like manager of the baseball team. That's gonna be his book, so I am excited about that. And there were some hints about athletes in this who live in Northern California. She has announced that there is going to be another interconnected sports series set in Northern California. So I'm very excited. At least we get more of her stories. I think she writes romance and sports romance so good. So I'm very excited that we are getting more books from her. I literally don't know what Lize Tomforde puts in her writing though. I am obsessed with it. I love it. She is one of my favorite romance authors. This is literally one of my favorite romance series, and I think we ended the Windy City series perfectly with Rio's book. I love that she stayed so true to his character, and I love the introduction of Hallie. I felt like Rio and Hallie fit together so perfectly. I felt like their chemistry and their backstory and their conflict all made so much sense. I was really worried about this being a second chance romance because I feel like a lot of the time with second chance romances, the things that happened between the two characters, to me, is detrimental enough to where I'm like, this is not redeemable. Like, somebody cheats or something like that. Their conflict was not inside of their relationship. Their conflict was very exterior to their relationship. There is miscommunication with it, so I do warn you about that if you don't like miscommunication. But I felt like it was done correctly. It wasn't done in an annoying way, if that makes sense. I just felt like it was a really great book. I wrote some more things down in like my Fable review, and I always have my Goodreads and my Fable linked down below. But let me see, because I'm filming this a little bit after I had finished reading it. Okay, so I gave it a 4.5. It wasn't that full 5-star feeling for me. And a lot of it is to do with, I liked how it started out, and then about like a little bit past the halfway mark, it just got a little bit more repetitive than what I would have liked. And honestly, I wish we got way more of the hockey in it. That's something that I liked so much about the first 4 books, is that the sport and the professional athlete were like pretty forefront with the book. This one, it definitely fell on the back burner. Like, we got way less hockey games, we got way less interactions with the team, and that's something that I just didn't like as much with this one. Rio made up for it though. Like, even Rio being kind of a jerk at the beginning of the book, I was like, that's okay, Rio baby, that's okay, that's okay, you're hurt, it's okay. Because we all know that that's not Rio's character, and I think it just made it better because he had this whole conflict within himself where he wanted to be so mad at Hallie. He was so hurt about the thing that happened in their past. And he couldn't help but be nice to her because it was Hallie. I just thought it was so sweet. And I thought the characters' boundaries with each other were really nice. Like, I like the interior design aspect of it. But I studied interior design in college, so reading about it, I was just like iffy about some of it, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to like get further into it, but I don't know. It's the first time I've ever read like about a character who studied and worked in the interior design industry, and it just felt kind of weird to me. But I really liked Hallie as a character. I liked how she was described. I liked her personality. Like, she was just the icing on top of the cherry on top of like the 5 female main characters in this story. Like, she was just such an enjoyable character, and I felt like she complimented Rio so well, and she complimented that friend group so well. Also, something that I wrote down is that I felt like Hallie and Rio are the closest to their parents than all of the other characters. So I like the found family aspect between the friend group, but also the found family aspect of like neighbors moving next door in this tight-knit community and becoming best friends. That was really fun to read about. It's also a best friend's brother trope. Like, Rio and Hallie's brother Luke are best friends. There's some things that like that Rio said in like the flashback chapters of their childhood, because it's not like a dual timeline. It's just like flashback chapters here and there explaining things about them growing up. There were some things that like Rio said about his friendship with Hallie compared to his friendship with Luke that was so sweet. I loved the music aspects of it. I loved that like they would play music to remember moments and then like burn it onto CDs and like play it over and over again. Like, that was, everything about it was just so sweet and innocent and pure and perfect. And then they like kept that love into adulthood. Like, ugh, it was so great. I don't know, I just really like this book. The only reason I'm giving it 4.5 stars is because it started to feel like it was slowing down a little bit towards the end for me, and it just got a little bit repetitive after like the conflict was starting to get figured out and resolved, and I just wish there was more sports in it. But I thought it was a great ending to the series. I honestly think, like, if you're on the fence about reading the series, read it. The Right Move is my favorite. If I were to like break it down completely, it would be The Right Move. Rewind it back and play a longer like neck and neck for second place, and then Caught Up, and then Mile High. That's my official like ranking. I think my favorite male main character though, like male lead character, was Rio. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I still love The Right Move, but Rio is my favorite, so. Don't mind my hair. I took an everything shower because I just got back from golfing, which was so much fun. I'm not that good, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that I had fun. And I'm gonna have even more fun because look at the book I'm reading. I am so excited. I have gotten 100 pages in and I am eating this up. I am completely loving it. I am totally in the mood for almost mind-numbing romance books. Not saying that this is bad at all. I feel like that's a bad descriptor. But like, you don't need a significant amount of brain power to follow books like this, if you get what I mean. There's just not a lot behind them. They're just rom-coms and they're fun. And I've been striking out so much with cowboy romances. Like, I've tried Elsie Silver series, like both her Chestnut Springs and her, is it Rose Hill? Is this Rose Hill? No, this is Rebel Blue Ranch. I like her, sorry, the lighting keeps going in and out. I'm right by my window and it's like a cloudy day, so like it keeps changing, sorry. I like her books. My biggest thing is that I've come to find that romance novels where the girls are constantly like being described as being attractive because of how small they are and how petite they are and short and tiny and like cute, and it's like mentioned in every page. It's not even cowboy romances, it's romances in general across the board. I hate that. I hate it. I feel like there is so many better ways to describe somebody's attractiveness than just their bodies. I want to give those books a chance when I'm in this like rom-com-y mood again. See if I can look past that, because it's just something that gets under my skin. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's realistic. Not saying these books have to be realistic, but like, I just think it's a crappy way to describe characters. The camera angle changed possibly because I had to change my battery. But what I was saying is I love this book, and a big part of it is because like, of course we got like a description of the characters. They found each other attractive, yada yada yada. And it brought up their bodies, whatever. But we're diving way more into their personalities way quicker. Is it the stereotypical like protectiveness? Small town F-boy kind of stuff? Absolutely. But it's just written in a way where it's digestible and it doesn't feel kind of degrading, if that makes sense. I don't necessarily have like a ton of thoughts on it, just because it's like a very fast-paced palate cleanser type of romance novel. I don't really know if I'll have a lot of updates before I finish it, other than like it's something that you can really read really fast, really enjoy it, doesn't take a lot of brain power, really fast to get through. The chapters are short, the conversations, the banter is good. I'm really liking the lead guy. He's really sweet. I like that he's written in a way of being like a protector of his best friend's little sister, but it's not creepy and overbearing, and like he's seen as the town bad boy and he's been through stuff, but like he's not a jerk. Like, he's a nice person, and like everybody in town can attest for him being a nice person. Also, different angle, but I want to say something else. I got this book from the library and I'm loving it. If you have any books that you're like on the fence about buying, go to your local library. Like, support your community. It's a great way to like try different books that you might otherwise be unsure if you're gonna like and like you don't want to spend the money on. Go to your library. It's great. I got this so fast, like, and it gives me the same satisfaction of going to a bookstore and like picking up a book. Like, the same. When I got the text that my holder was ready, I looked at John and I was like, I have to go right now. Immediately. Right now. Like, I was so excited. Like, it's great. Support your local community. It's fun. So I actually finished Rebel Blue a little bit ago, and I also returned it back to my library, so I can't hold it up to talk about it. You guys, I gave that book 4 stars. It was so good. And I'm so shocked because, first of all, I don't like small town romances. I don't like cowboy romances. It is just not my thing. But it was so much fun to read it. And it might honestly be that I'm just in the mood to read something like that, like just kind of cheesy, rom-com-y, small town stuff. But it was just so much fun. And I gave it 4 stars. But it's just something that you can kind of binge really fast, like read really fast. And it's like a palate cleanser. Like it's a really enjoyable book that you don't have to put a lot of like thought into, if that makes sense. It's an interconnected series, but you can really read the books out of order. I mean, obviously with something interconnected, you do kind of want to read things in order because like you might get spoiled for like what couples ended up together, how they ended up together, that kind of a thing. I just loved it, and I loved the characters. I loved the side characters. I really enjoyed the male main character and the female main character. But I think why I liked the book so much is because it wasn't so heavily focused on like the physical attraction of the 2 main characters. Like, of course they both found each other attractive, but I felt like I wasn't reading how tiny the female main character was all the time. And I've noticed in a lot of romance books, especially like small town cowboy romance books, it's emphasized so much how small the girl is, and I just feel like it's not relatable, and it takes so much away from the story. Like it gets tiresome to hear about it all the time. And this wasn't like that, like at all. I felt like the characters had more depth to them. I felt like they had more personalities. They were attracted to their personalities. Like, it just overall was just so enjoyable. It's definitely a series I'm going to continue reading because it was just so much fun, and it was just something that I could really turn off my brain and enjoy after a long day of work. And I just felt like I was flying through it so easily. Like, it just didn't take a lot of brain power. So I definitely recommend this one. Gave it 4 stars. Honestly, second guessing if I want to give it like 4.5 stars because I enjoyed it that much. But definitely recommend that book. I've started a new book. I am so ready for this. It's literally like 90 something degrees today in Southern California. We're not gonna talk about it. I am completely in the mood now for summery romances, rom-coms, romances in general. I've read only about like 30 pages so far. Yeah, 34 pages. I'm really enjoying this already. I'm really excited about it. I've read her Light Lark series other than finishing Sky Shade, which is like the 3rd book in the Light Lark series. I really liked those. They weren't my favorite ever, but they were enjoyable to read. Her writing, these last 30 something pages has honestly been really good and really enjoyable. So I'm honestly kind of holding out like really good high hopes for this so far. I also feel very similar so far to like the main character. Like, I'm just really enjoying it. And like the enemies, it's like an enemies to lovers novel. So the enemies in this, I'm a little bit curious how it will pan out, but the way that the main character is being described with like holding grudges and just kind of being like a hermit, I kind of see like what's going on with this book and how the enemies have become enemies. And the male main character is also like just a little bit arrogant. So it is pretty short though. It's like 296 pages. So I'm a little bit curious how fast paced the romance is going to be and how my mind is going to change as I get through it. Normally I start making updates around like the 50-page mark. So I'm doing this a little bit earlier than what I normally do, but I'm really shocked with how much I'm actually enjoying this right now. So I have really high hopes with how this book is gonna go. So I ended up finishing Summer in the City. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, and it's really disappointing. I felt like this book had a lot of potential to it. I felt like the concept was really fun, and I felt like the start of the execution of it was really good. But we just kind of went downhill. And I think it's mostly because it is such a short book. It's 296 pages. It's really, really short. And I think my biggest issue with it is that I felt like there was a lot packed into this for such a short book. I felt like we could have cut a lot of scenes because so many times we were being like told that they were doing something and told that they had done something and not shown it. And when we were in certain scenes, like she had met his friend group and like it was literally maybe 2 pages. There was a guy that was suspicious in the friend group that they didn't like. We were told that, and then we were proven that a few pages later on. Like, it was supposed to be a climactic moment that wasn't climactic at all because there wasn't any build-up and substance to the side characters, even the main characters. Their chemistry to me just wasn't believable. I just didn't enjoy it. I feel like if we would have cut significantly more out of this book, expanded on certain scenes, it would have made a lot more sense. Or if this book was like a 400-page romance novel, it would have gotten done what I think it needed to get done. I'm rating this a 2 stars though. I'm just not impressed. I will say her writing is getting really good. For a debut romance novel, it was very enjoyable. I just really think it needed to be longer to have the impact that I know is there and exists in her writing. I've tabbed like some quotes at the beginning and then just kind of lost interest in it as I disliked the setting like more and more. Like they ran into each other in the stairwell. Again, that's like how they met the second time. And like something she wrote with their banter because she was really nervous. It was like for a fire drill and she was really nervous about her laptop and she wanted to take it with her. And he was trying to help her down the steps. And he goes, he was just so neighborly and welcoming and not at all intrusive. He mirrors my expression. And she was so easygoing and friendly and not at all obsessed with her laptop. Like that was just so funny, especially in the context of like the scene. It was good banter and then it just didn't like live up to it later on in the story. I also felt like at the beginning the main character was really relatable and then it just kind of like stopped. Like it almost got cliche. And there were so many times within the story that she brought up like the word trope and that just like completely took me out of the story. Like it was just like trope heavy and it was even acknowledged in the story that there were tropes in it and that just didn't make sense. It like took me out of the story. So like she's talking about writing and just kind of like rage writing and she said the hatred is so sharp, so saturated that I just start writing. I don't know what I'm typing or if it makes any sense. I have no outline or plan, but this is catharsis, this is therapy. This is me turning my nebulous and stinging thoughts into physical shapes on a page, like pinning an emotion down and spreading it open, giving it an autopsy, studying its inner workings, stealing its color, draining it of its hurt and essence until it's harmless and dead. Like, Alex Aster can write really well, especially write things like that. And then it just like, I don't know. We just didn't get enough of it in this book. I felt like the pacing of the plot was way too fast to a point that it didn't make sense and it wasn't believable. And one last quote that I really liked. It's interesting how love colors things I would normally hate into my absolute favorite shade. So the beginning I just felt like had so much potential. I just didn't like it. I'm gonna give it 2 stars. I would still recommend it to the right person. Like definitely go into it expecting for it to be like a simple rom-com. Like it's kind of just one of those books that are like a palate cleanser. I kind of knew that going into it. I just thought it would have a little bit more substance, but that's fine. So I wanted to end the video off here. I really appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to subscribe if you like this video. I post about every Saturday, at least I try to, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.